Hello and welcome everybody to Game 2 of NaNiWa versus LiquidRet from the European Battle.net Invitational. My name is Glitch, and today I'm bringing to you a ZVP on Tal'Darim Altar. As I said before, this is Game 2 in a best of 3. In Game 1, we saw a very nice win from LiquidRet. We saw Nani try to seize early air control with some Phoenixes, with a Phoenix and a Void Ray, seize that early air control while he teched up to Colossi and a small force of Gateway units and pushed out on 2 base and tried to take Ret down, but Ret had managed to be mining on a 3rd for quite a while and was able to defend pretty well with a ton of roaches and Hydralisks, and was able to push back the forces of NaNiWa back to his base and was able to take the win before NaNiWa could take his 3rd. So here in Game 2, I think we are going to be able to see, we're going to see at least NaNiWa trying to get his revenge for that early loss in Game 1. Looks like NaNiWa is now moving across the map. He is scouting right now, has thrown down a pylon at his natural expansion. This is kind of a common map for Protoss to go for that Forge Fast Expand style of play, just because the early cannons on this ramp allow you to actually get a pretty good defense. And yes, indeed, there goes the Forge right now for NaNiWa. Those cannons do pretty well up along this ledge. I've even seen players place cannons up along this ledge, just because early in the game, there aren't going to be too many units that can jump up this ledge, so a lot of players will place cannons up on this ledge to deal damage to units as they are coming up the ramp, as well as cannons back here to prevent units from coming into their natural. Looks like NaNiWa has now scouted into the base of LiquidRet, has seen that he has thrown down this spawning pool, just like in Game 1. Ret did go spawning pool first, has not yet thrown down any kind of hatchery, though it looks like, unlike Game 1 where he went for a fast gas, it looks like he might now be trying to expand and try to get an expansion down there, but NaNiWa trying to be very annoying with his probe and prevent this hatchery from going down. But there we go, LiquidRet does manage to chase that probe off just long enough to be able to throw down his expansion. Nice little bit of control there from LiquidRet, and NaNiWa has seen that Ret is going to be going for that fairly fast expansion, and people are coming online. Cool. Alright, so now we have the expansion now going down for NaNiWa. He has thrown down his Nexus, and he has just thrown down 1 cannon. No gateway yet for NaNiWa, so it looks like he's feeling pretty confident about his fast expansion. He knows that there is potential for a little bit of early damage just because this spawning pool is up. Ret does have the chance to go for a few lings and go out and try to go for an early counterattack, or an early attack rather. I guess it wouldn't be a counterattack if NaNiWa only has cannons, but Ret could manage to try to sneak out to do a little bit of damage, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Ret just go for a lot of drones. Like I said in Game 1, Ret has been going for a very, very economic style of play where he just drones up like mad, just gets a ton of drones, and oh my god, we're actually seeing an early 3rd hatchery from Ret. Ret has thrown down another hatchery. This is a really early hatchery. He's just gotten the 2nd queen up now, but that 3rd hatchery is coming up, and I don't know if this means that we could be seeing a very, very early attack with a lot of Zerglings, or he could just be using this to try to get up a ton of early drones. I wouldn't even be surprised if he did that, like I said, just because of the style of play Ret has been going for lately, where he's just been droning up to just ridiculous amounts of drones very early on in the game, and just barely defending attacks, and then going for a very big swell of units in the mid-game. Looks like NaNiWa is currently just going to sit on 2 base. Looks like he is droning up quite a bit. If we check out the Harvester count right now, we can see that Ret is actually just a little bit ahead. He has expanded, and this 2nd hatchery is allowing him to produce a lot of drones. He's currently sitting at 31 drones to the 27 drones of NaNiWa. Checking out, I'm trying to see what NaNiWa has been spending his energy on. Looks like he's probably been spending it mostly on drones, although he has saved up a couple of chrono boosts, one for the cybernetics core and one for this gateway to try to get out that fast sentry. It's always a good indicator. If you get a scout off on your opponent, you will always want to check the energy on your Nexus, because the energy on the Nexus can be very, very telling about a strategy that they are going for. If they are saving energy on their Nexus, it could mean that they are going to throw down a lot of gateways and just pump out a lot of units very, very quickly, and oh my goodness, and deal a lot of damage. I guess I should finish that one thought before I move on to this new thought, but LiquidRet taking a very, very fast third minute. We are at the 6 minute and 30 mark. We don't even have Zergling speed up yet. No gas has been taken for Rhett, and he is already expanding to a third base. Holy cow, this is his 4th hatchery that is now coming up onto the map, and you can see it is showing in the food count 39 food to 55 food right now. That is just a ton of food right now. Rhett going for just a ton of drones. This is kind of like the example that I was. This is kind of like the example game for exactly what I was talking about. Rhett is just going for as many drones as he possibly can, already up to 47 drones at the 7 minute and 20 second mark. That is a huge number of drones for this early in the game, and to be taking a third this early is absolutely ridiculous. That is crazy. He really needs to get some army units here if he's going to want to defend this attack. It looks like NaNiWa is now throwing up 5 gateways. This is actually 6 gateways. He's got one up already. He has thrown down a Stargate. Looks like he's going to be sending out a Void Ray to try to deal as much damage as he can, but it looks like this Overlord, very nicely timed Overlord here by LiquidRet, is going to be coming in here to scout all the tech of NaNiWa, is going to see that Void Ray just as it comes out. And this is a very, very good scout timing. For those of you that are a little bit unsure about your scout timings, there are certain scout timings that always just tend to be very, very good. Around the 8 minute mark is generally a very good time to scout those Protoss players, because it is generally when those air units are going to be coming out, or it'll be when they are throwing down their gateways. So it's going to be very telling of the type of tech that a Protoss player is going to be going for. So it's very common to see a Zerg player sacrifice in an Overlord by sending it into their base around the 8 minute mark. So this Overlord is now out on the field. It is moving across the map just like in Game 1. Rhett has gotten an early evolution chamber. It is now throwing down those spore crawlers at all of his base. And oh my god, there's another hatchery now coming down for Rhett. I believe this is hatchery number 5 for Rhett. Rhett is still droning fairly madly. Looks like his lair is just now coming up, so he's not going to be able to have Hydralisks out in time. Looks like he's going to have to be going for a strictly Queen and Spore Crawler defense, trying to send a few Lings around the back to try to see what exactly NaNiWa is doing, checking the expansions, trying to see if there are any expansions yet for NaNiWa, and another Overlord actually coming in to try to check out the tech of NaNiWa. Now this Void Ray just trying to skitter around the edge of the map right now, just trying to get a good sense of what exactly Rhett is doing. If NaNiWa actually comes over here, I bet he's not even counting on a third being up this fast. This is such a fast third base that he's not actually seen it, and a pylon actually going down for NaNiWa on this at the bottom of this ledge below LiquidRet's natural. So with that Void Ray, he's actually going to be able to warp units up onto this high ground, and this could be deadly for LiquidRet. He's going to need to be very careful about how he controls this. More Void Rays now on the map. We have 3 Void Rays currently on the map right now. Another Phoenix is on the map now coming across the field, and a lot of Zealots are now being warped into the natural of LiquidRet, and they are coming in here. They are going to be able to snipe that Queen. A lot of damage being dealt to the Spore Crawler. A lot of Roaches coming in. They are going to be able to hold off these Zealots, but what are they going to do against these Void Rays? This is so many Void Rays that are now getting charged up. All these Void Rays are getting very well charged up right now, dealing a lot of damage to these Queens, and NaNiWa needs to be very careful about how he micros that, and he does lose a Void Ray. One Void Ray goes down. That is very uncharacteristic of NaNiWa. NaNiWa is known for his ability to make use of every single unit and to be very, very careful about his unit control. Hydralisks are now out up on the field, but looks like, yeah, Rhett does have enough forces to be able to hold off this push from NaNiWa, and NaNiWa needs to get that Void Ray back. Ooh, NaNiWa. And a lot of Roaches are now moving across the map for Rhett. Looks like he's going to go for